morning, lovebirds. Happy Monday. It's time to get into the tea with a Lex P. Let me just say this. I look forward to Mondays myself. You know why? Because it's okay to admit that you like to gossip and you like to talk. When I tell y'all the tea be so hot and I can't wait to burn my tongue on it, and I'm just so happy that I have my lovebirds here to indulge in these naughty activities with me. Because you know what everybody like to say? Oh, if you gossip, you ain't got no time to grind. If you gossip, you ain't on your shit. Well, let me tell you, from somebody who is very much on her SHIT, I'ma always make room to gossip, okay? And speaking of gossip, y'all know we have a lot to get into this week. And also, let me say, y'all know we are officially reviewing Love Island now. And when I tell y'all the tea is so hot, so make sure to stay tuned to the end of the episode. Or if you want to skip all this stuff and just get to the Love Island, go ahead and fast forward to the end because we gonna talk about it, okay? But let's get into these topics today, y'all. Okay. First off, let me say something to y'all real quick. So that other week when I was in LA and my audio was messing up and y'all was like, oh my God, Lex, what's going on? I'm thinking that it was like a major technical difficulty, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta make sure the wiring is right. I'm making sure the output and the input. So I hook up all my stuff today and it starts doing it again. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. I know it's something serious, but you know, with this journal I went to school for this. You know what to do. I used to be behind the camera when Poor Minds first started in the Wind Down Wednesday days. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like looking through the stuff. Y'all want to know what it was? My cord wasn't plugged in all the way. You know, players mess up too. It's all right though, but I fixed it though. I figured out the problem. Doesn't matter how big or how small, I figured out the problem, okay? All right, let's start, y'all. It is so much going on. Y'all are gonna be jaw dropped today. So whether you at work, on the way to work, laying in your bed, working out, arguing with your man, just pay attention, okay? Starting off, y'all, and I'm gonna be really careful when I talk about this because I need a job too from this man. So look, sir, I'm just reporting the news. It's all alleged. Ain't that right, Betty? Because that's all. Y'all know we love Tyler Perry over here. Now, I told y'all this show is very biased, okay? If you want an unbiased opinion, I don't know what you need to go watch, but go watch that. This show is very biased. I told y'all. But all jokes aside, Tyler Perry is currently facing a serious lawsuit over allegations of sexual harassment, assault, and retaliation filed by actor Derek Dixon, who starred in Tyler Perry's BET series, The Oval, okay? So the lawsuit alleges that Dixon worked for Perry on Ruthless in 2019 and then joined The Oval from 2021 to 2025. Perry allegedly used career advancement as leverage, sending sexually suggestive texts like, "What's it gonna take for you to have guiltless sex?" Several incidents reportedly escalated to non-consensual physical assault, including unwanted touching and groping, once in Perry's guest bedroom, again on set, and during a cast trip, okay? Dixon claims he remained silent, feared his character would be written out if he spoke up, ultimately quitting after filing an EEOC complaint in June 2024. The lawsuit demands $260 million in punitive damages and accuses Perry of quid pro quo harassment, sexual battery, emotional distress, and retaliation. That sounded real professional. So yes, that is the lawsuit that's going on right now. He's getting sued for $260 million. His legal team responded. His attorney, Matthew Boyd, said, "This is a scam and a shakedown," and he's denying all the allegation and expressed confidence that the claims will not hold up in court. So I'm going to give y'all my honest opinion, and I want to know y'all's too, because I'll say this. The Black community, we love to support our own, but, you know, we love to throw shade and be funny. So obviously this is a man. So I guess the shocker was supposed to be like, oh my gosh, Tyler Perry's gay. Not saying anything about his sexuality, but honestly, I just feel like it's 2025. One, nobody cares. And honestly, if he was, it's not like people are like, oh my gosh, we're going to stop watching his shows because he's gay. Let me tell you something. Y'all going to have to pull straw from my cold, dead hands, bitch. I don't give a damn if Tyler Perry is on the top or on the bottom. I still need my movies. You know, I'm entertained. So I don't think that was like the gotcha or aha moment that he thought it was going to be. I don't know if that's what he was going for. I will say, reading these text messages, and there's a lot of text messages. I'm not going to go through all of them. I will read y'all a few that I thought just were, interesting to me with the wording. So I referenced earlier when he said, what's it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? To me, it was taken a little bit out of context. And let me show you why. The text message reads, what's it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that yet in therapy? Yes, it's the exact same kind. Oh, they were talking about another conversation, so I'm going to skip that part. So he asked him, have y'all found that yet in therapy? And he says, Derek responds and says, giving up my religious guilt, becoming a Buddhist. And he said, and Tyler responds and says, unfortunately, Derek, I have friends who are in their 50s and 60s who are still dealing with that. And it's so sad. You can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ. So to me, it sounds like y'all are having a conversation as friends and he's trying to tell you how to get that back beat in without feeling bad. This sounds like pretty good advice to me, Tyler. Not guilty. Not guilty in my court. Moving on. So he says, I hope that you would let someone hold you and make love to you. You are missing the best years of your life, my friend. Trust me, I hope you get past that block in your mind soon. And then Derek responds and says, well, it's not this person, but yes, I want that too. I'm working on it and therapy is helping. I'm not going to lie to you. Me and Drea talk just like this, but it's a lot more dirtier. She be like, bitch, you need to get over that shit so that man can fuck you until the moon comes up, child. And I be like, girl, I'm trying. I'm just so hurt. It sounds like two friends talking to me. I'm just translating it for y'all. This is how I'm reading it. I'm just being honest. Okay? Derek says, I know I need to smell the roses more. Now, this is flirty. Tyler says, you are the rose, but you are so blocked that you refuse to smell or be opened. And Derek responds and says, that is so sweet, and I'm working on it at therapy. I'm really scared that I'm going to waste my life worrying. And Tyler responds, he says, been there, stop somewhere in my late 30s and 40s. I don't know, y'all. Of course, I think it sounds a little flirty, but it doesn't sound like harassment. Now, if Derek truly felt like he's just being nice because he doesn't like him and he's just being nice because he doesn't want to lose his job, I can see why you feel uncomfortable. But I don't know. Some of this, now this one is kind of funny. Tyler said, what are you doing? Derek. And he says, just talking to my sister. Tyler responds and says, I roll, fine, good night. I'll go through the 600 people in my phone book and be annoyed that I don't want to talk to any of them. I'm weak. I just feel like, I don't know, it's not giving harassment, but I cannot tell somebody how they feel. I cannot tell somebody like, oh, you don't feel uncomfortable. You know, I don't like to dismiss anybody's feelings. Are these conversations kind of weird to be happening between like a boss and his employee? Yes, absolutely. 100%. But reading this, do I feel like it's just a two-way conversation. To be honest, there's one more text message. Tyler sends him a picture. He says, nice picture. Yeah, the water does look calm. Tyler responds back and says, nice picture. Derek responds and says, great, amazing, awesome picture. Tyler responds and says, you don't see that stud in the nice picture? Rude. Hey, Tyler, I feel you. If I send you a picture, friend or not, you better say, bitch, you look the fuck good. If I send it to a man that I'm interested in, you better say, hey, girl, I can't wait to get home and beat that thing up. So again, I'm not saying that Derek is lying. I'm not saying he's telling the truth. I'm saying, as somebody reading these text messages, it just seems like text messages between two people who have been friends and who are having deep conversation. Do I think it's appropriate for a boss to have with his employee? I don't think so. What y'all think about Tyler Perry versus Derek Dixon? Pray for everybody that's involved. Hopefully this will get handled and, we can move forward in positivity and light, okay? Moving on, Mexican OT. The Houston rapper, I have shouted him out plenty of times on Poor Minds. I have been a huge fan of his for a long time, but he recently went on lip service and was talking to Angela Yee, Gigi McGuire, and Cleopatra. I think that's how you say her name. I'm sorry if I said it wrong. He was talking about how he says the N-word, and they were asking him why he feels so comfortable saying it. Oh, y'all know I had to address this because being from Texas, lived in Houston for 10 years. I know people who are around him very closely. So it was interesting to hear his take. I'm going to play the clip for you.
Do you feel like you could say the N-word?
I feel like I can say it, but not because of that. And I'm going to tell you why. Mm-hmm. I wish there was some black dudes in here.
There are. Where right there? And there's one right here. Not.
Okay, well, we're going to use him. What the fuck are you going to do about it, And then second of all, I grew up loving these motherfuckers. I grew up fighting with them. I grew up eating with them. I grew up fucking doing bad shit with them. I grew up loving with them. I got family. And it's not even about family. Even if I wasn't related to nobody out black, I mean, well, shit, it's what the fuck I was surrounded by, Like, I respect people that they feel that way, and that's why I try to shut the fuck up about it.
Right.
But if you're from where I'm from, or anywhere, what the fuck are you gonna do about it? It's like I don't went to the jungle and earned the lion's head.
I feel like a lot of people that are from Latino descent here in New York feel that same way. The Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans.
I mean, shit, y'all just, I mean, and not even trying to justify, but shit, y'all just got dropped off before us. That's all it is.
Y'all got dropped off first. It's crazy.
We from the same boat.
So to me, the thing that bothered me in the clip was the contradiction, okay? Because in one sentence, you're saying, I love black people. I was raised with you. I understand. But then in another sentence, you're saying, but what the fuck you gonna do about it? How can you say you love somebody or you have a love for people and they're telling you, hey, we don't necessarily like this. And you're like, I don't give a damn. And to me, I get it. You have half of the black community saying they don't care and half of the black community saying they do care. So to me, the logical, smart, caring thing to do if you really love said people is to be like, you know what? Even though y'all are saying y'all don't care, it does bother these half of the people. So you know what? Let me just take it out my vocabulary because it's not that serious. It's just not that serious. And for you to say that in front of black women, knowing that they're not going to go back and forth with you about it, it's kind of like, would you have that same energy if you were sitting down talking to Wallow and Gilly? You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't believe so. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you would have that same energy. It was just very weird. It came off like you don't give a damn. And again, talking about we got dropped off different boats or whatever. We just got dropped off before y'all. I need y'all to read a little history book, okay? Afro-Latinas, got dropped off in different places. People that identify as black. So, for my other Latinas that are on the other side, that was more of a migration. You know what I'm saying? That was more of a migration on the U.S. soil. My black folks, my Dominicans, and Afro-Latinas, we were brought here.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book.
What are some key events in Afro-Latino history? Have you ever wondered how the rich history of Afro-Latinos has shaped Latin America? The story of Afro-Latino identity is woven into the broader narrative of Latin American history. It begins with the arrival of Africans during the transatlantic slave trade in the 15th and 16th centuries. Many Africans were brought to the Caribbean and South America, where they significantly contributed to the economies and cultures of these regions. One of the most notable events is the Haitian Revolution from 1791 to 1804. This was a groundbreaking moment when people of African descent in the French colony of Saint-Domingue fought for their freedom.
Mexican OT, I don't know if your people was on that boat. I don't know if you identify as Afro-Latina. Excuse me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if you don't, we didn't go through that same struggle, my brother. So I think that it was very offensive to me, if I do say so myself. I don't like how he was saying that in front of the women. And being a host of a show, you got to keep it cute. But they know who to try that in front of. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck you gonna do about it? Who the hell you talking to? Child. Anyways, moving on. My good sis. The woman who motivated me to do this show, Wendy Williams. Y'all know I love me some Wendy Williams, and I hate to see my sister going through something again, okay? So her estranged ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, filed a $250 million lawsuit claiming Wendy is being taken advantage of and is held in involuntary confinement. And he requests that her guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, be released from her duties as Wendy's guardian. And Wendy is like, what the helly? What the helly? I don't need your help. I didn't ask for this. Wendy responds and basically is saying she has no idea why her name is being listed, and she didn't even know the lawsuit was being filed. But she says she's not surprising. That's what Kevin does. It's a money grab for him. Now you want to act like you care about Wendy when you're the reason that Wendy is in this position. Kevin Hunter is the worst kind of man. Period. He's the worst kind of human. I mean, it's so disgusting. You are literally the reason that Wendy is in this predicament. Why? Because if y'all recall, Wendy was placed under a legal guardianship in May of 2022, okay? Primarily due to concerns about her financial decision making capability, and her banks were frozen by Wells Fargo. They said that she had an unsound mind. Why do you think Wendy had an unsound mind? Because that man was driving her crazy. She was going through the years of finding out about him cheating, had a whole nother woman, a baby. You have a whole nother wife and baby. And whoever is married to Kevin, what kind of woman are you? Beneath the dirt. I mean, y'all want to do anything but work. And the fact that you're okay with him still trying to wring money out of his ex-wife, y'all are just a different type of human being, child. It's just too messy for me. I don't like it. I don't want to be a part of it. Prayers up to my girl, Wendy. I'm ready for Wendy to come back and just eat y'all alive. Kevin, you will never, ever, ever know peace. Okay? And till the day that you are in the dirt next to your ain't shit mama and your ain't shit daddy, you will never know peace, okay? I rebuke you. I rebuke you.
The sorrows of death compassed me, and the pains of hell got hold upon me. I found... Then called I upon the name of the Lord, and... my soul from death. God, please, Lord, help me to release this demon. Thank you, Lord, the most merciful, almighty. Those enchiladas.
All right, moving on. Ooh, now this is gonna be a little. I gotta tread lightly. I like to tread lightly because I like everybody that I'm talking about besides Kevin Hunter. I love everybody that I'm talking about today. So B. Simone recently went viral for a clip that she had with her best friend. I'm gonna play the clip.
Being a best friend with a celebrity, everybody thinks that, oh, because you're connected to this person, then your life is just as grand as theirs, or you got it, or they helping you. Baby, didn't have a job, living with my parents, a single mom. All this happened to me this past year. Jesus. And then it's like to not have resentment in my heart towards you because I saw you do this for other people. I saw you give a check to somebody to help them through whatever they went through. And it's like, God, like nobody didn't give me a handout, but guess what? That wasn't your responsibility. God had to take me through that for my own season, for my own thing. I had to get my car repossessed. Jesus. I had to go through the food stamps line. I had to be on Medicaid. Because whatever I'm building my story too. But it's like, as a friend, somebody who has it, it's hard to digest. They're probably shocked that I'm even saying this right now.
And basically, in the clip, this is her best friend, and she's saying that everybody thinks because you're connected to a celebrity that your life is going to be grand. She talks about how she got her car repossessed. She talks about how she was in the Medicaid. She was in the, food stamps, and she was just struggling. She had to move back in with her mom, and she was going through all this. And a lot of people were looking at her like, okay, well, B. Simone is your best friend. Why are you going through all this? Everybody was eating B. Simone up. Like, what kind of friend are you? You couldn't save her car. You couldn't help get her no food. You couldn't help pay her rent for a few months. Blase, blase, whatever. Now, I see things from both points of view, okay? Like, if my friend called me right now, she's like, girl, my car is getting repossessed. I need some help. Girl, I got you. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's like a little Hyundai Elantra, bitch, I can help you. A little Honda Civic, I can do that. But hey, first of all, what are you driving? Are you driving a Mercedes GLE coupe? Big mama don't got you. What are you driving? Are you living outside of your means? Have you been smart with your money? And also, I think a lot of times we have to realize, one, a lot of people go broke trying to take care of everybody. Because guess what? If B. Simone was to take care of her, and then 5 years from now, B. Simone is on TV and telling her story about how she lost it all, y'all would have been calling her stupid for helping her friend, right? Two, and this is no shade to the friend, I'm just talking about friendships in general with people who are successful and maybe they have a friend who is less successful. We don't know this lady, and we don't have enough context. Maybe B. Simone knows, like, girl, you bad with money. So why am I gonna give you money? Maybe B. Simone has helped her in the past. We don't have enough clues on what's going on. I think it's more so of, how y'all feel personally about B. Simone rather than what the facts are. Because I'm not gonna lie to you. If there's a friend that I have and she's always doing something crazy with her money and I've loaned her money before, I'll be like, look, bro, I can't do this again. Like, you gonna have to figure it out because I'm enabling you. This is not helping you get better. I'm enabling you and I'm making you lazy. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's two sides of it. You don't want to see the people that you love struggle, but you also don't want to enable them, but you also don't want to put yourself in a bind. Y'all see a lot of these people on social media and y'all assume that they are extremely, extremely wealthy. Y'all don't know who else that girl is taking care of in her family. Y'all don't know what, bills that she has, what investments that she has. A lot of times people's money be tied up, so I think a lot of times it comes with how y'all feel about the person who said it versus the message and not really thinking about the context. That's just how I personally feel. But I think a lot of the reaction was when the friend was telling her the story, she was like, Jesus. Girl, you already knew that. But you know what? I thought it was a good conversation. I'm interested in what y'all think. Are y'all helping y'all friend out if she in a bind?
I'm in a bind, Nate.
Some other time.
Okay, y'all. Now to some more tea. Cassie, audio has been released of Cassie. Y'all know we are still in the midst of the Diddy trial. So audio was recently released of Cassie threatening one of the male escorts about a tape that he allegedly had. I'm going to play a snippet of it right here.
Yeah, you don't have to see it, but it's my life and I'll kill you.
Yeah, but
no, I will if you don't show me right now. I will you and I will hide you and I will cut you up and put you in the dirt right now. Pull it up. If you have it, pull that up. Because if not, I'm going to you and then he's going to you again. So just do it. Pull that up right now. You got that pull that up. I'm going to you. You don't understand. I don't give a I've never anybody in my life, but I will you because you're with me. You're with me in my life right now. If I saw a video of you doing anything that you didn't want people to see, I would show you the video so you could tell me what the happened. You're playing games with me, telling me you saw some now you're saying you didn't see some you're with me. I'm going to you up. I don't think you understand. And it's not going to be my hands, and it's not going to be blood on my hands. Someone else is going to do it. So you have to tell me right now, and I'm recording this whole shit. FYI, tell me what the you're talking about. Because this is not cool. We're not playing. I'm not playing with you, Sujit. Like, you saw some Yes, you're my brother. Be my brother and tell me what you saw.
So a lot of people's reaction to that was, she sounds guilty. She's a, murderer just like somebody else is and all this. People are just basically saying it makes Cassie look guilty. But to me, this sounds like a woman who is embarrassed by whatever is on tape. She doesn't want the tape to be released. And she's trying to do everything in her power to get the tape back. And to me, it sounds like whoever has the tape are trying to hang it over her head for some blackmail. It was given, this sounds like a woman who is afraid. Because let me tell y'all something. If somebody went through my phone, I might have to chop you in a million pieces myself. Hey, y'all don't want to see that. So I understand her going to extra length. I'm tired of people acting like y'all have never said something you didn't mean. Let's be for real here. So in this instance, I think that she was just trying to make sure whatever is on that tape doesn't get out, because whatever was going on in them freak-offs, baby, obviously we know now it wasn't good and it's highly embarrassing. So I don't think this is incriminating for Cassie. Again, my prayers are still out for her because that lady went through a lot. Diddy didn't pay her off that money for no reason because he was afraid of the things that she was going to come out with and say, because he knows that she knows the truth. That's all I have to say on it. Moving on. Angela and Yo Gotti. Oh, Angela and Yo Gotti have come to an end, y'all. Love is so hard these days, ain't it? That's why you got people from around the world flying to an island in Fiji talking about Love Island. People sitting behind a wall. You don't even know who on the other side of the wall talking about love is blind. Times is hard, baby. People are doing anything to find love. But sliding in the DMs is not working. It did not work for Yo Gotti because they have broken up. Angela says, I wouldn't have chosen it, but it's what's best. Sometimes you have to walk away from people when you maybe not see the relationship progressing. Y'all want different goals. I don't know what's going on, but one thing I noticed that a lot of people were saying was Yo Gotti chased her down. He chased her down. He wanted her so bad, only for him to fumble her. I have to say two things about that. One, when a man is chasing you for a long time and you kind of play him to the left, sometimes they be still chasing you out of vengeance. Because they want to be like, bitch, why you made me wait so long, ho? So that's one. Two, a lot of times men are chasing you because they love the idea of you. And then they get to know you and they're like, you know what? This is not who I thought it was. And that's okay. I don't like when people necessarily say somebody fumbled somebody. Do people fumble people? Yes, it happens a lot. I've been fumbled a few times in my day. But sometimes, do I think everybody in my past has fumbled me? No, I think that sometimes we just weren't a good match. Not everything is a fumble. Every person you meet is not going to be your person. You have one person. One. If you believe in that. Now for my polygamous folks out there, you like, well, I got 5. Shout out to Neo.
Love with as many people as your heart will allow. Now my heart has 4 chambers.
That was real messy. But anyways, I hope Angela moves on. She's a beautiful young lady. Yo Gotti, he got that big bag. He'll be fine. So, yeah. Moving on to the white news. The white news, y'all. So, this is not necessarily news, but it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. So, I watched a documentary recently. It was the untold story of Brett Favre, the downfall of Brett Favre. And when I tell y'all, I was shook and shaken, couldn't be stirred. Call me a martini, bitch. Cause I was fucking, oh my God, I'm cussing a lot today, ain't I? Brett Favre, for my ladies who don't watch sports get ball, he was a really good football player. He could throw that ball really far, baby. Okay? MVP, VIP, TIP, coming live from the VIP. He was all that. And he won a bunch of Super Bowls. He played in Green Bay, okay? So I didn't know that he was attached to so much scandal. So he was first involved in a sex scandal of basically kind of doing texting, making somebody feel uncomfortable, and he was hitting on her. She never responded, and she ended up losing her job. Everybody looked at her like, girl, well, you know how it is when it's a man versus a woman in the media. They always take the man's side, especially if he's the powerful one and she's what they like to call a nobody. I don't like to call people nobodies, but y'all know what I mean in the grand scheme of things. So it told the story about her, how she lost pretty much everything, all because he was texting her. And mind you, she's never even met him. Okay. And then fast forward, this man was stealing money from the welfare fund. He was stealing from poor people to fund his businesses, to fund his daughter's volleyball team. Rich people stealing from poor people is a tale as old as time, okay? That's why we need Robin Hood and this motherfucker. Bring back Robin Hood. He knew something. So, Brett Favre, you're a horrible person, and you go right next to Kevin Hunter. Both of y'all asses. Y'all need to sit down somewhere, okay? Y'all two belong just in the penitentiary. So y'all please go watch The Untold Story. It's on Netflix of Brett Favre. And so y'all can see, I need the world to know how horrible that man is, because not only did he do it, he did it in Mississippi, which is a really poor state. And, it's a lot of our people out there. You know what I'm saying? So to me, a white rich man stealing from poor people will never sit well in my spirit. So me and my lovebirds, we going to spread the word till everybody watches this documentary. Okay, Brett? This ain't over. Trust me when I tell you, this ain't over. All right, y'all. That was the hot topics this week. Ooh, it got real spicy. Okay, so moving on to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all know we review it every week. We are on episode, I think 15, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So this was a slow episode, so there's not a lot to talk about today, but it is getting interesting. We're about to hit another storyline again. So now we have moved on to Kelly and Britt beefing. Kelly and Britt are not getting along, and there's just something in the milk ain't clean. I'm telling you what it is. For me personally, I think Kelly realized that Britt was going down. She realized right now Britt is not getting along with the girls. I want to have longevity with the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise, so I have to pick a side. And then I told y'all, Kelly is spending a lot of money on this divorce. She's not dumb. She needs her check. So she's like, you know what? I'm going to be on Shamia's side. I'm going to be on Portia's side. I'm going to be on this side. Maybe even be friends with Kenya. But I think she realized that Britt was not having a good season. And she's like, you know what? You be over there, I'm over here. And they're trying to make it seem like it's because they don't want to share a stylist or her glam team with her. I think Kelly realized Britt is going down and she is not taking me with her, okay? Now, for Portia to say, now, Portia, I love you, but I got to clock your teeth. Portia said, jealousy is the only spirit to cause the drama between two people like this. So was the jealousy the spirit that was causing the drama between you and Shamia? I'm just here to ask questions, okay? I truly just feel like Kelly and Britt do not like each other. They keep saying they're best friends. What it was is that they came on the show together as new people. They probably were like, okay, we're the new girls. Let's band up, link up, bad bitches link up, whatever. And I think sometimes when you get to know people, you're like, you know what? You're not my type of girl. I think that's on both ends. I don't think Kelly cares for Britt, but I don't think Britt cares for Kelly either. I just think they realized once they got to know each other, we don't like each other, okay? Now, for some tea, y'all. Going back to Kenya. Kenya has a YouTube channel now. I'm going to play this clip in a second. Kenya basically was saying that Portia kind of low-key told Shamia, like, what are you doing here? This is my platform. Like, on some, you already rich. Why are you here? This is my stomping grounds. And I'm not trying to bring up old stuff, but Portia told Shamia this, and around people, so people were able to hear it. And, you know, it seems like Kenya had a conversation with someone about how Portia just really didn't want Shamia to have a peach. And Shamia was denying the peach because she didn't want to step on Portia's toes. Now, ain't that something? I'm going to play the clip.
You guys may not know, I've actually had a conversation with Shamia a long time ago. And that was when Portia and I were not on the best terms, and we're cool now. But this was when Portia and I were not cool. Everything that I know about their friendship, I'll just tell you. I never felt that Portia was supportive of her being on Housewives. They had asked Shamia to be on Housewives as a housewife years ago. And Shamia refused to do it or could not do it. I'm not really clear about the details. But in any event, she couldn't do it. She didn't do it. She did not accept the offer to be a housewife or to interview to be a housewife. And I remember a specific conversation being filmed where Shamia brought up something. Maybe it was her wedding. Maybe it was Portia not being supportive of her. But I remember Portia saying something to the effect of, why are you doing this? Why are you over here? Why are you doing this? Do you need the money that bad? And I think Shamia was like shocked, like, what, you know, where is she going with this? And the gist of the conversation was, can't you just let me have this and you go over and do what you need to do? But this is my platform.
Now that's crazy. But yeah, so the next week's episode is supposed to really break down Kelly and Brent not getting along. I don't know. Like I said, this season has been entertaining me. I have been entertained. This week's episode was slow though. All right, y'all. We made it to the review that y'all have been waiting for, that I have been waiting for. Love Island. And before I get into this, let me just say, y'all need to make sure y'all are subscribing, okay? We are almost at 20,000 subscribers, y'all. The Lovebirds are growing and we having a time, baby, period. So if you're listening on audio, just make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe, okay? If you're watching on YouTube, go to the audio and subscribe. We just trying to get our numbers up, okay, Bookie? Period. All right, let's get into this Love Island review. Now, I will say, I had such low hopes for this season, just being that, first of all, Love Island USA is usually not that great, but last season with Serena, Janae, Leah, oh my God, it was so freaking good. So I was like, okay, can they do that again though? I don't think so. But baby, they have proved me wrong. Love Island USA has done it again. This has been such a good season so far. So basically what I'm going to do with this review, how I'm going to review it, because obviously episodes come on every day. And Love Lex P is not on every day, unfortunately. Not yet. When we get picked up for daytime TV, it's going to be every day, period, speaking to existence. But I'm going to basically review it by couple and kind of what's going on with them. And then at the end, I'll kind of like, you know, do a roundup of the house and everything, okay? So I'm going to start with Ace and Shelly. Do I like Ace and Shelly? Yes. I do feel like Ace does like Shelly. But I feel like Ace with the breakfast and the dates and stuff, I was like, is this performative? Because it seems like he goes hard with the dates and things, but when Amaya came in the house, he was just ready to jump ship and choose Amaya and not choose Shelly. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like with the recoupling that Ace wasn't going hard enough for Shelly, and that kind of bothered me. But I think that now that they're in a couple, I'm excited to see, okay, is this chemistry real, or was Ace just trying to stay in the house? Because I feel like Ace is very, very smart, okay? And I think Shelly is too. I think Shelly kind of peeps game, but I'm excited to see them actually in a couple now and see if, was he being performative just to stay in the house? Or is it like, okay, he really does like Shelly? I think Shelly is absolutely gorgeous. She's literally my favorite person in the house. I think she is so cute. I love her personality. So I'm really hoping that her and Ace work out. But the jury is still out. Mind you, the last episode I saw was with Megan Thee Stallion. And we're going to get into that in a second. But that was the last episode I saw. So I'm excited to see them and see if they actually have chemistry. Austin and Amaya... Babe, it's not giving. It's not giving. I feel like Austin is just doing anything to stay in the house. Obviously, Amaya is new in the house. I think Amaya may be trying to see if they have chemistry, but I think deep down she knows that Austin is not her type. The way Austin talks is just, well, you know, I think Amaya's really great. I got tired of being in the love triangle with Shelly. It was just like, okay, Austin, spit it out. I'm not gonna lie, Austin kind of bores me. I don't think he was into Shelly. I think he was just trying to stay in the house. I don't think Amaya is his type either. What I'm surprised about, I think Iris is more of Austin's type, but it doesn't seem like he's talking to her or trying to go for it because of all the drama. I feel like Austin is just trying to fly under the radar. I love Amaya's personality. She's very dramatic. She's over the top, but I think she's what the house needs. But I don't think her and Austin are a match. Austin, I'm so excited for us to sleep in the bed together, and I just can't wait to get to know you. Oh my God. Girl, shut up, girl. Shut up. I like Amaya, I do, but I think her and Austin were just like, hey, let's couple up. But I think they're faking the funk. Like, we can see there's no chemistry there. We can see it, okay? Moving on to Nick and Sierra. I do like Nick and Sierra. I don't want y'all to think I'm being negative Nancy, but I don't know. I guess because I'm such a lover girl, I can really tell when two people are really into each other. I do feel like they are into each other, but I think Nick's head will get turned. Sierra is not his typical type. I think he usually likes somebody that's a little spicier. When I say spicier, I think Sierra is just a really, really sweet girl, and he likes somebody that's sweet but sour a little bit. I think he's dated like an Afro-Latina or like a black girl before. I don't know. I seen the way Nick was shaking that ass on Meg Thee Stallion, and I'm like, he knows something. He might know a little something. So I want them to work out, but I also want Nick to be like head over heels for somebody. It's not given that he's like, oh my gosh, Sierra, Sierra, Sierra. You know what I mean? But obviously things are getting edited. Maybe there's something going on that I don't see. I'm not gonna lie. I would like to see Nick and Alandria have little conversations. I feel like the OGs that came into the house, they all kind of like got their person and stuck to that, and they didn't try to get to know other people. So I want to see Nick and Alandria kind of like have a little conversation, because Taylor and Alandria are not doing it for me. Alandria is the baddest in the house to me. Alandria is gorgeous. She's a little on the boring side, I will say that, but I do like her. Everybody can't be like a Huda, an Amaya, a Shelly. Like, I think that she does that good balance. And I just think she's too bad for Taylor. I do like Taylor. I think he's sweet, goofy, and funny, but I don't think he's into Alandria. I don't think that she's his type. For some reason, it's just not giving chemistry at all. I think Alandria is really trying because nobody has come in that house that's really, really her type. I think we need to see somebody that is her type, and we really need to see somebody who is into her. I feel like she's kind of like dimming her light for Taylor. I know that's sad, right? I don't think Taylor, I don't want to say he's not good enough for her, but she needs a big, bad man. Where is our 6'3" chocolate king? Do y'all remember when Ovi from the Love Island UK came in the house? It was like, oh. Do y'all remember when Miguel came in the house for Leah last season? It was like, oh, that's a black king right there. Well, not Miguel. I don't know what Miguel is, but he's something, all right. I'm not interested in Taylor for Alandria. I'm sorry. Moving on to Pepe and Hannah. I think Hannah is into Pepe because she kind of feels like she has to go for it because she's the reason why Charlie got eliminated, because she couldn't keep her tongue out of Pepe's mouth. But I think 100% Pepe's head is going to get turned. I think that he's like, okay, she cool, but Pepe, again, he wants a Spanish ting. I think he's going to go for Andrina. I hope I'm saying her name right. Andrina? That's what I'm going to call her. I think he's going to go for the new bombshell. She's beautiful, Dominican mommy, body T, face T, hair T, everything just T. I think that's Pepe's type. I think that's Ace's type. And I think Jeremiah might like her too. I think all the guys are going to find her attractive, but I think that Pepe is going to really go for her, and I think Hannah's feelings are going to get hurt a little bit, but I don't think Pepe is into Hannah like that. Hannah, did y'all see her spit start that coochie on national TV? Now, I'm not against spit starting the coochie, but y'all know that cameras are on y'all. They be freaking off in them little twin size beds, y'all. They be getting a little too freaky. How are y'all getting down in a twin size bed? And I hope that they have staff in there that are washing those sheets, because it be going down in them beds. And then it's like everybody is next to y'all. Y'all just really don't give a damn. And moving on, last but not least, to Jeremiah and Iris. So I want to give a full breakdown on this. And I also want to talk about the guys versus the girls and how they've been handling this situation. So Jeremiah and Iris were voted together by America. Do I think America did that to be messy? Yes. Do I love mess? Yes. But I also think it was at the expense of hurting Huda's feelings. At the end of the day, is Huda annoying? Is she toxic? Is she messy? Is she drama? Yes. But that's what's making the show. I am entertained. Huda entertains me. I'm sorry. We need some drama. We need somebody who's batshit fucking crazy. Is it cringy? Yes. But I love to have a little secondhand embarrassment. But also we have to remember that Huda is a human being. I think y'all are going a little too hard on Huda on the internet. So I think it's like, okay, y'all, relax a little bit. This is still a person. These are not just entertainment figures. They're actually human beings. So I think we do need to kind of ease up on Huda a little bit. But Huda, you do need your ass beat, because the amount of times you done called Jeremiah a pussy and a bitch is crazy. And this is how I know Jeremiah is really not used to this. Jeremiah said he is a nerd. Jeremiah, the fact that he let all them bitches and pussies slide is crazy. Because the men that I date I would never call the men that I date pussy or bitch. Like, I would just be like, no, he not going for that. So I think Jeremiah is a little bit of a square, and Huda is a hothead, and he's not used to that. If Ace and Huda were in a couple, that would have went completely different. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that Iris is not Jeremiah's type. I think he's going to try to get to know her. I think Andrina could be his type, but I think she might be a little too bad for him. I don't think Jeremiah has the game to pull her. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see them in a couple because I think they're both attractive and I think it could work. But yeah, I don't know. I will say Huda is very annoying when it came to, like, she was so clingy with Jeremiah and like trying to make all the girls not talk and get to know him. And I think that was their ultimate demise. I think she tries to gaslight him and she doesn't take any accountability. But I will say this. The men are way more emotionally intelligent than the women are this season. The men have been holding Jeremiah accountable for his hand and everything that's happened with him and Huda, and they've been telling him the real to his face. Telling him the real and telling Huda the real. When Huda almost got voted out and she tried to shake Ace's hand, Ace was like, nah. The only reason Ace voted for Huda was to get Jalen out the house because Taylor is his friend. He was like, Jalen, you gotta go because you're bringing competition for Taylor and he wants Taylor in the house, not that he likes Huda. Huda tried to shake his hand and Ace was like, I'm cool. Ace stands on business with his boundaries, baby. So I do like Ace for that. But I will say that the girls, y'all aren't keeping it real with Huda, and I don't like that. Y'all talk behind Huda's back, but when y'all get to her face, it's like, no, Huda, it's okay. I think you just need to, back up from the situation. America knows something you don't know. They could be saving you, girl. They're saving you. Y'all need to keep it straight up. The only person that kind of kept it real with her was Sierra, when Sierra was like, hey, I just think you need to chill out with the name calling. You know what I'm saying? But I think that the girls, this is what men say about women. Women don't hold our friends accountable, and we're literally seeing it on national television. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like y'all could be keeping it real with Huda about her actions, how she's been acting. Huda wants that one-liner so bad. Do y'all remember how last season they had so many one-liners and edits with Leah and Serena and Janae? I feel like Huda is trying too hard to like be a moment. You can't try to be a moment. You just are a moment. But I will say, I hope that she does find somebody, but I need her to be here for Casa Amor and movie night. I do not want Huda to leave. I love drama. I love crash outs. I enjoy seeing that. I'm sorry. Everybody who's like, I want Huda gone. It's tea. Y'all don't want drama? What? I don't want to watch a show that's always happy-go-lucky. I like stories that don't have happy endings. Maybe that's the toxic in me. I don't know, but I'm highly entertained. I do hope that Huda finds somebody, but I'm kind of enjoying her watching Jeremiah around the house with Iris. It's funny to me. I don't know why. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm a part of the problem. I don't know. But TJ is also the new bombshell. I don't know, not really doing it for me. But I will say, I think that the women on the looks department are like 8s, 9s, and 10s. And the men just haven't been bringing it for me personally. I do think that all the men in the house are attractive, but I just think that they're not up to par with the girls in the looks department. But this is not about looks. It's about getting to know people. So hopefully, like I said, they'll bring in a 6'3", dark-skinned king. Somebody that looks like Miguel, Ovi. Those are the type of men we need. We need some real men bombshells. No offense to TJ. I'm going to give him a chance. I don't know yet. But when I first saw him, I just like, oh, okay, he cool. When the girl walked in, Andrena, when the girl walked in, it was like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. I need to have that feeling for a man, okay? So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm really enjoying Love Island. I hope y'all are, too. This was a long review, child. So, yeah, let me know what y'all think about that. And, again, Lovebirds, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I absolutely love Lex P. I hope y'all are loving it too. Every week the tea be hot, child. Oh, and we be having a ball. Ain't that right, Betty? Betty loves Long Island, y'all. Betty Jean is like, we need to watch a new episode. I know, we finna go watch it right now. So, per usual, love y'all. Happy Monday. Have a good rest of the day, rest of the week. And make sure y'all tune in next week. I'll see y'all later. Bye.